This is an MA15+ rated game, so there will be some discussion on the sexual topics of the game in this video. Nekopara, now Nekopara Volume 1, is an erotic visual novel developed by NekoWorks and published by Sakai Project. The all-ages version of the game released on the Australian Switch eShop on the 23rd of August this year for $16.50. It also comes with Volume 0. The story of Nekopara Volume 1 follows the protagonist Kashao, who has just run away from his family to start up a bakery on his own. He notices 2 boxes inside and finds 2 of his little sister's cat girls inside. Nekopara is set in a world where some cats have been genetically engineered to create cat girls. So these aren't girls with cat ears and tails, but talking cats with girl bodies. If the idea of creating a subhuman species wasn't weird enough to you, it gets worse. The story is simply a slice-of-life type affair, with nothing remotely dramatic or interesting happening. I suppose this is partly because it's an erotic VN without the erotic content that makes it all the more plain. I haven't played a lot of visual novels, but up until now I had never played one that had absolutely no dialogue choices or story divergence. If you don't read too fast, you could put it on order and just watch it. Whether or not you consider visual novels games, this one certainly isn't. The presentation is great, which is what makes this all the more disappointing. The art is gorgeous and everything looks nice, except for some picture segments the characters have some slight movement when they speak. All characters except for the non-cast ones and Kashao are fully voice acted, however this is Japanese only. In almost any part of the game you can press L to open the touch option to pet them. In handheld you can use the touchscreen, which doesn't work too well with a screen protector on. Otherwise you can use a cursor and button to do so. While this is cute, it doesn't do anything than get a minor reaction out of them. If you shake the controller lightly, the screen will shake and create a little jiggle. This effect is more apparent when later in the game you meet the bigger cat girls. I came across it because I was holding my controller on a tilt and was wondering why it kept jumping up and down. There is some use of rumble in this game, however it is normal rumble. The main characters are Kashao, Chocola and Vanilla. You do eventually come across his sister and the other 4 cat girls, but they are side characters in this story. Chocola is very energetic and honest. I normally don't like Genki characters too much, but I prefer her over Vanilla. Vanilla, her twin, speaks softly and slowly, constantly jokes that Kashao is a pervert for her own amusement, and loves her sister so much her life revolves around her. I think Vanilla's jokes are what bothers me the most, as she would say these things before the story even got around to it. At times I felt like the story might have hinted at something deeper, but that never happened. There was a point at the end of the story that I guess was supposed to be emotional or dramatic, but it just made me think how stupid these cats are. The story is supposed to be romantic, but it's beyond weird to me. I've played the original English release of Hatoful Boyfriend, but this isn't like that. This is a censored version of an erotic game, not a comedy game where you're the only human alive. A world where cats with human bodies and a fair amount of language skills exist and are still treated like pets. These cat girls are just cats with human bodies and some language and emotional ability due to these bodies. In order to be allowed out on their own or in pet-restricted areas, they have to be able to pass a test. So these cats are essentially a lesser class of people, as they don't have full human abilities. Early in the story, it is mentioned that stray cat girls used to be really common, as when cat girls first came about they were really popular until people got tired of them, as happens with many pet crazes. Except that these cats have human bodies and can talk. According to a Q&A, catboys do exist, though you won't see any. Not only is this odd enough, but your character gets into a relationship with both of his cat girls. While this is the supposed all-ages version, it is implied that you also have sex with them. Apparently, it is rather common for people to get into relationships with their cat girls and call them catpanions. So much so that it is socially acceptable. At least according to a few different invisible female characters. Oh, did I mention that Chocola and Vanilla are 9 months old? Because they are cats who sexually matured a few months early. I'm glad that living in a world with cat girls would kill me, because it's utterly disgusting. If this wasn't gross enough, your little sister Shigure is in love with you. While thankfully your character is largely ignorant of it, it's unsettling to have to read the kind of things she says. Although even she is perfectly fine with you banging the cat girls she raised. Volume 0 is set a bit before the events of Volume 1 and follows around a day of Shigure and all the cat girls. While it's cute, their cat nature is even more in show here. I don't understand why it's MA15+ for strong nudity. I don't think a complete lack of nipples or genitals is strong. The conversations should only give it an M rating over here. Although I'm surprised it's allowed in this country, usually because games get banned on the grounds of things being immoral. There are only 2 videos, which are the opening and closing segments. Pictures can be viewed in the gallery and so can the soundtrack. While Nekopara looks cute, it's bland, disturbing, and has no player choice or different routes at all, making it a weird fancy picture book. This visual novel is rather short too, maybe 4 hours or so. I assume a little bit because of removed content, making the complete lack of replayability even more apparent. I'm surprised by how many people can ignore these things and enjoy it. I give Nekopara Volume 1 a 4 out of 10. I won't be reviewing the other ones when they hit the eShop, as I can't imagine anything will change.